everyone knows for what purpose we are here for. This is going to be a workshop or a quick walkthrough with the entire data analytics, data science world altogether. What, why, how, the skill sets, and how we can get started with this entire engagement. So would take hardly 30 seconds more so that you guys can sense out the importance of what I am discussing with you and sharing with you, more like a trainer, coach, and mentor. Welcome once again, everyone. My name is Ankur Agarwal, and I have been associated with Intellipaat for last 4 years now, along with the other training engagements. I'm a working professional, manager, and a data scientist into the leading pharmaceutical analytics giant with 11 plus years of working experience as of now. I started my career in investment banking in 2010, working in India for 1.5 years. I got stint in USA on H-1B visa. So SAS was the very first certification what I got cleared. It would be taking too much time for me to walk through with all these pointers. So long and short for what the relevance is there for you is to quickly have a sneak peek and snapshot of all of these credentials, like 11 plus years of working experience, that too like in India and USA mainly. I have spent a couple of years in European nations, majorly in Italy as well. Training is more like a hobby and a passion for me. So I have been exposed with this craft and trade for past 8 years. And when I say 8 years, I really mean that, my dear friends, because on an average, I just train somewhere close to 500 candidates per month. Not only in India, but in the other geographical locations. Majorly, my crowd comes from USA, European nations, and Dubai. This is an older slide. I got this updated in last December. So you can count it like 15,000 plus 10 professions by now, and obviously 40,000 plus around training hours. Though, as I mentioned, started my career with SAS, but for past 7 years, I have been rigorously working on R and Python. I am graduate in statistics, mathematics, and computer science, and then I did masters in computer applications. These are all the credentials. These are all the areas of expertise. Long and short, what is important here is the legacy of the experience I have into the training world, which provides the understanding that I am somehow works as an SME in and out for the data analytics and the data science perspective, knows what is currently running in the industry, what are the recent trends, latest projects being done not only in India, but in the other geographical locations, and what is being currently asked in the interviews. So considering the fact that people are there in my reference and connect who keeps on discussing their regular work experience and the requirement and the other areas. So I am probably I'm sitting at the right place where, I have been exposed with both demand and supply. When I say demand and supply, like let's take an example. If Sanjay Taluri, so hi Sanjay, are you there? Would you mind if I will use your name for just an assumption and analogy as an example, as a volunteer? Sanjay, I think, is not there. Sabita, are you there with me? So the point which I want you to understand is that let us suppose, just assume that Sabita is just a fresher here and she has just got a job. Just let's assume that for a moment. So after 8 years or so, probably bare minimum, she would be a manager or a team lead in her respective organization. Yes or no? Manager or at least a team lead. So because now she's a team lead or a manager and she knows what the quality of the training what Ankur provides. So probably she can say, like, Ankur, I'm going to extend my team further. Can you provide me the resource or Python or machine learning or data science and so on, right? So I have the resources which are taking the trainings, and many of them, because of the fact that they are into the higher designation, they keep on asking about the resources and the other right fits for their respective jobs and the team. So I know relatively better what has been running around the industry. So coming back to the idea, the point is like my training approach in the entire engagements goes bottom to top. Most of the time, I usually end up with the real-time case studies, business use scenarios, and the interview questions. The only reason for me to walk you through with all these pointers is so that you can sense out the importance and gravity of whatever we are discussing would be more or less going to be relevant and important to a certain extent. Coming back to the agenda, this is what we have into the place. So we're going to talk about what is data analytics And to a certain extent, when I'm talking about the data analytics, I would be iteratively talking about the data science as well, and what, why, and how of data analytics and data science probably is the idea. Then prerequisites for you to be a data analyst, how you can make career into the data analytics, how to get started working into that direction, and the final Q&A round. So this is what the agenda we have into the conversation. Anyone want to add something more? I would be happy to go along with your will and your wish. Anyone who would like to introduce any additional points into that? Online friends, anyone? Or maybe if you want, I can add few more additional points, maybe for the sake of your interest, like 1.1 data analytics versus data science versus data mining. Do you want me to discuss all of these things? Maybe if you want, I can also talk about the statistical modeling versus machine learning versus deep learning versus artificial intelligence, right? Online friends, so far so good? All right, perfect. Hi, Omkar, Ramesh, Chirag. Anything which you would like to add into the agenda? Or maybe I can take that at the end of the conversation in the Q&A round, okay? All right. So let's talk about what is data analytics. But before that, let us have a quick time on data science. Anyways, whatever you guys are learning, the important point is what I'm now discussing, be it with the R or Python, whatever the component is. Let me give you a glance. Obviously, when you would be interested, either you would be attempting the data analytics or data science for that sake. I can write either of the terminology with R or with Python. Am I correct? Sanjay, Ramesh, Sabita, Omkar, are you all getting me? Pradyuman, I hope that makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is that for a moment, let us now get bifurcated and kindly remove that keyword Python from this context. Data science is what is important for me to understand the in and out of the things are. When I say Python, Python is just another software or the tool. Hi, Sabit, I got your query. We'll be discussing that in a while, okay? I should talk about that in a moment. So when I say data analysis, this is a little bit different, data engineering. When I'm talking about the data analytics, this is important. And when I say Python, Python is just another software, just like the way you have R or SAS in that place, which translates into the fact that these softwares are currently being so popular. Until 3 years before, SAS was there as one of the most widely and commonly used software across the globe. And who knows, going down the line, we may have some other softwares, which is like Julia is also picking up very fast. Databricks of Microsoft product is also picking up very fast. And who knows, you may have some other softwares like Wolf, Mango, or Grapes on a lighter note, I'm saying that. So point is pretty simple, my dear friends. The idea is that what is important for us to focus and keep in our thoughts as a career option is to get ourselves equipped with the core concepts and the capabilities of data analytics or data science. Whereas Python is concerned or R is concerned, these are just another software or tool, just like the way we have there in the past or maybe in the future. Having said that part, this is the destination. These are just the vehicles. I'm repeating my statement once again. The destination is what you have there. This is where we have to make a command with. When I say Python or R or SAS, these are just the vehicles. Eventually, we are using them just to implement the concept, whatever we are learning into the core nitty-gritties of data analytics and data science. To bring more clarity on this idea, let me take few of the initial analogies so as to get the right understanding with you guys. All I'm trying to convey and say here is, Sabita, Omkar, Rajesh, and Sanjay, kindly confirm me that let us suppose you are learning how to drive a car into the car driving training school, right? And being in Indian context, we by and large start with the entry level hatchback cars like Santro or Hyundai i10 or maybe Alto K10 and so on, right? My question is, like Savita, Omkar, Ramesh, Rajesh, and other friends, you guys can share your thoughts accordingly. That do you really think that after getting bonus and getting rich, and if you want to have BMW or Merc, then do you really think you need to get back to a training school once again? Savita, Omkar, do you really think that you need to get back to the training school once again just now because you have a bigger luxury costly sedan car? Do you really think so? Obviously no, right? Hence is what I'm trying to convey. That is exactly what I'm trying to convey. These softwares will come and go over the time. If you won't mind it, I can say that on a very lighter note. But I mean, my training capabilities goes in a very interesting and interactive way. So don't take it personal. I mean, I'm saying that because one of the candidates in the last batch got that feedback. But I would just be saying that these are the softwares which comes and goes over the time as like our boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay. So we really have to move on. Omkar, I hope that makes sense. I mean, I was afraid to use this example or analogy because one of the participants in the last batch got this somehow personal. I don't know what was so specific about that, but all I'm trying to say is that these softwares may come and go over the period of time. But what is going to be remaining same is the data analytics and the data science concepts. That's all. One final touch. Let us also think about your learning, how you can prepare for a marathon race of 42 kilometers. And it hardly matters whether you are getting yourself prepared and equipped to get this marathon training being done, either by using the Adidas apparels or Adidas equipments or products or Nike or Reebok products. When I say Adidas, Reebok or Nike, these are just three different vendors, brands and products, just like the way we have Python, SAS or R. I hope that makes sense to everyone now. Crystal clear? This is so simple, super easy. Yeah. I will make sure that whenever you guys will be getting started with the training, you can understand the in and out of whatever the basic things are. Now, a couple of you have the question like data science versus data analysis versus data engineering was also there. So we'll talk about that in a moment. So this was about the pointers. Yeah. All right. Mustafa is having a query like, what is the difference between data analysis and data analytics? Mustafa, if you will personally take my input, there is no difference at all. Okay. Data analysis, data analytics is exactly the same thing. To be very true, depending on the different articles, you may have the different things, but by and large, there is no difference as such. Okay. There are some differences. Theoretically, they are into the context of data science, data analysis, data mining. But when it comes to the data analytics and data analysis, this is like only a difference in the adjectives of verb into the grammatical sense. Otherwise, there is absolutely no difference. I hope that makes sense. And I would also recommend you not to really get lost or confused with the various online available articles, blogs and forum, because those items unnecessarily or those blogs will unreasonably disturb you and will definitely keep you lost and confused. I hope that makes sense. So different people have a different approach towards that. So if you will talk about what is data analysis, I will say an act of making sense out of the data is data analysis. There could be some slightly minor difference, but I mean, in a very simple sense, you can say data analytics is a broader term as compared to data analysis. Analytics is a branch, whereas analysis is an act. If you are doing something, then it would be going to be your analysis under the umbrella of analytics. Mustafa, I hope that answers your query. So analytics is going to be the umbrella actually. Umbrella means the area in which you are working. And when I say analysis, that means, I mean, this is a little bit tricky, but I would rather say don't get yourself too much involved into all these theories unreasonably. I mean, that is really going to take you nowhere. Yeah. But yes, analysis means an attempt. An attempt towards analytics, I would say analysis. That's all. Whenever you are doing something, an attempt to make sense out of the data is data analysis. As simple as that. Okay, if you are asking me what is data analysis, the answer is like, okay, I have written that. An attempt to make sense out of the data. Any attempt. Yeah. So this is data analysis. Now, some of you might be asking, Ankur, what is data science? Yeah. Let's talk about data science for a moment. So we'll talk about data science and data analysis, which we have somehow quickly covered that on a broader perspective. And another keyword what was being added by Savita is data engineering. Let's talk about these three pillars. If you want, I can add data mining as well, right? Do you want me to discuss that data mining as well? So I would be by and large covering these things fundamentally. So if you'll ask me what is data science, my answer would be pretty simple. Science of dealing with the data. Kindly ignore the typos, guys. I have been using 2 or 3 different laptops interchangeably. Okay, science of dealing with the data is data science. That's all, full stop. I will explore that idea in a while. So technically, this is the umbrella term. Okay, so maybe if you are confused with this umbrella term here, I would say this is the umbrella in a sense of this is a analytics is more like a branch, I would say. Yeah, just to avoid confusion. So this is an umbrella term. So everything, whatever you are doing, is what being considered under the data science. Just a second, guys. Just a second, please. Sorry for that, guys. I was getting a call from Intellipaat team. Sorry for that. All right. So let's now explore the keyword for data science. I will personally be interested to talk that in detail so that you have a right sense and clarity without any confusion. So data science, would you like to share your thoughts? What is data science as per your understanding? I mean, I have already mentioned that. So science of dealing with the data is data science. That's all, full stop. Nothing less than that, nothing more than that. This is necessary and sufficient type of thing, right? When I say science of dealing with the data, I can probably explore these two keywords, what we have into this part. So one, the definition is science. Another definition is dealing with the data. There are the two components into the definition, correct? Only two components are there. To bring more clarity towards it, I would say science means the process collection of all the tools, techniques, even tactics, processes, even methodologies required for dealing with the data. So I have been just only exploring and extending the keyword science here. Correct? This one. Dealing with the data is still required to be extended. And I can extend that like collection of all the tools, techniques, processes, methodologies, algorithms required for us to deal with the data. And in the context of dealing with the data, there are several things you can go for, like sampling, correct? Manipulating, transforming. Can you guys share your thoughts? Omkar, Mustafa, Savita, what all you need to do in the data, what you are typically doing there? Sampling, manipulating, transforming, sorting, summarizing, binning, bucketing, filtering, merging, joining, appending, correct? I hope everyone is aware of all of these things, even visualizing what exactly you have been doing in Tableau or Power BI, SQL, sorry, not in SQL, but in Excel, right? So grouping, all sort of those things like grouping, summarizing, merging, filtering, bucketing, binning, even modeling, I can say. Hence, this translates into the fact that whatever you have been doing with the data is what comes under the whole sole umbrella of data science. Now, arranging, yes, that's correct. So there is some clarity I want to bring into the picture. Most of us believe that when we are talking about data science, by and large, we are only and only talking about the hardcore advanced methodologies and the algorithms, which is, or the tools even, which is required for the hardcore modeling capabilities, like dealing with the Python or R or SAS. Most of us believe that when I'm talking about the data science, we are only and only talking and dealing with deep learning, machine learning, artificial intelligence, or Internet of the Things, and so on, dealing with the sophisticated high-end voluminous structured means tabular data, like what you have in Tableau, Oracle, SQL. Tabular data means structured dimensional data. Unstructured means the data mainly like in text form, text data, image data, log data, video data, audio data, all sort of those data which are non-tabular, which cannot be there into the table form, is unstructured. Mainly dealing with the high-end sophisticated algorithms like Keras, TensorFlow, and so on, Spark, and so on. This is what we believe, which is actually a myth. What I want you to understand that data science is not only and only about what you guys can see right now into the right-hand side box, now painted in red color. Data science is also about what you have been doing till date, dealing with the structured tabular data, what you have been doing till date on Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, ClickView, or ClickSense. With the simple capabilities required for MIS, that's Management Information System, going for all sort of the reporting and dashboarding stuff. This is by and large based on the grouping and aggregation. And so on. So when I say data science is not only and only about what you could see there on the right-hand side box, but it is also comprised of the things and the aspects what you have there on the left-hand side green color box. That means data science is not only and only about dealing with the high-end sophisticated capabilities on R, Python, SAS. On the higher side, this is also about what you have been doing till date on Excel, SQL, or Tableau, Power BI on the lower side as well. So this is what the entire data science is there. I hope that makes sense to everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation now, online friends. So I hope I am able to rectify your myth. You are able to overcome that, right? Now, when I'm talking about the data science or data analytics as a whole, I will walk you through with this component in a very quick way with the help of a document I got created. If you want, I can share these items as well with you. See this. Data science, as I told you, would be an idea about just as an umbrella term. You can see data sciences refers to the umbrella technique where you are just getting the insights right from the MIS on the lower level to the high-end predictive models on the higher side. So this is like everything being done in and out for the data. Now, what is data mining? Data mining is a very interesting concept, which is more like the archaeological mining. You know, in India also we have an archaeological department. In Hindi, we used to call it like, I would not be probably using the Hindi keyword, but there is a department in every country for the archaeological purpose, right? So the way the archaeological team do the mining, if you remember, there was a news a couple of years before in India that in Uttar Pradesh, there is a district called Unnao city. Do you remember that? Anyone from Uttar Pradesh, UP? There was a rumor that in India, in Uttar Pradesh, there is a gold available in Unnao, right? So the archaeological team came and started mining that site. When I say mining, mining means drilling down something without any specific determined objective or measured goal, but just drilling down with the data is the data mining in search of something relevant. I hope that answers everything now, online friends. I'm repeating my statement once again, just like the way the archaeological mining or any department do the mining in the coal sites, diamond sites, or everywhere. They just drill down into the things on the site without having a particular expectation in without metrified way, right? They would be just looking into the things. Whatever they can get best out of that is what the relevant objective and the purpose is. Hence, here also data mining means playing and mining and looking into the data for the relevant consistent patterns. That's all. Am I clear? Third point is data analysis. Data analysis is actually a very loosely used term, is what I was trying to convey. Loosely used means people from all walks of the life, they say that they are data analysts. Even the BPO persons used to say that they are the data analyst. Even the person who are MBAs are like financial analysts and so on. So long and short, any attempt to make sense out of the data can be called as data analysis. That's all. So these are the three keywords. The only keyword now left is the data engineering. Engineering is a little bit different component. So I hope anyone having any doubt with the keywords like data science? Analysis versus mining, is that clear? Data engineering is more about the technical side of how the data should be, first of all, stored. Stored means architecture. So if you think it from the organization perspective, from the business perspective, there has to be a relevant way how you are getting the data being stored so that it can be retrieved efficiently, optimizedly in a better relevant way. So stored, retrieved, and managed. So when I say data engineer is more about something which takes care of the data side, like the Oracle or SQL server activities and so on and so forth. Or maybe data engineer could be like, if you are the data engineer, you might be someone who identifies what should be the set of the columns, because data could be anything. What exactly is required for you to be stored and to be then leveraged further for the meaningful insights is what a data engineer will decide. So anything related to the architecture, of the data comes under the umbrella of data engineering. Am I clear, online friends? I hope that makes sense to everyone. Omkar, Sabita, Mustafa. Erwin, Pradyuman, yeah? Cool. Fantastic. So, now, let me quickly walk you through with some interesting facts about the data science and data analytics altogether. And then we will move on to the further items. You might be very much concerned and troubled with the fact that a lot of things might be running in your mind that you may be or may not be coming from the technical programming background and so on and so forth. So for that reason, I will be coming on to the clarity. So I hope I am telling you what is data analysis. Why data analysis? Can anyone of you let me know why data analysis is required? Why data science and data analysis is needed, guys? Why it is so popular? Any idea? All right, let me ask it the other way around. Yeah, to draw conclusions from data to solve problem. Okay, sounds good. Rakesh has mentioned that on the right perspective. So there could be thousands of the examples and the purpose for you to give the relevant ideas and the inputs about data science and data analysis, why it has been required, right? But the simple take is like making meaningful insights or getting meaningful insights from the data. For what purpose? So that, meaningful insights for strengthening the decision making process. And that decision making process could be for any channel, any department, any segment, section of your company. Maybe like for the HR, admin, inventory, supply chain, fund allocations, or so on and so forth. You can then get the decisions being enhanced further by getting the meaningful insights from the data. So as to further help your strategies, capability building programs, and so on. Like long and short, what I want you to understand that, say for a moment, Indian government is trying to predict how many corona patients will be there by the end of 2021, December 2021. This is what the predictions they are looking for. Point is pretty simple that Indian Medical Association or Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Narendra Modi, has really nothing to do with the fact that whether Ankur is going to die or survive by the end of December 2021 because of the corona or not. They just want to get the count so that they can manage their resources, their healthcare infrastructure, and can strengthen the decision-making process. When I say decision-making process, they can get into idea like, do they have to really import the vaccines from the other brands like Sputnik or some Johnson & Johnson are also there. So is that sufficient, and how much doses, how much medical infrastructure, child care, ventilators, so they can manage something. That means resources optimization, or they can strengthen the decisions and the other aspects of the overall management related activities. They can strategize the thing accordingly. This is the reason why you are taking the help from the data. I hope that makes sense now, online friends. Is that clear? Now, there is also something interesting for you to go with. I am opening an Excel file for the further consideration. How come the data science? How come you can be a data analyst or data scientist? So there are some straightforward activities what you can go with. First of all, let's talk about some myths and truths. There are so many myths what a person needs to think about the data science and data analysis or data analytics. Myth is like we need to have a large voluminous data. No, this is not required because big data, voluminous big data always comes with the bad data. So there is always a quality issue. So in order to, get through with this data and to leverage this voluminous data, we have to first of all spend a lot of our time, resources, effort, bandwidth on first of all cleaning and getting then the insights. And to handle that voluminous data also takes a lot of the resources, which is really not a good idea. So we simply usually work with the smaller data many of the times and can then be extrapolating that. That's one thing. Second, and the most important point, most of us are scared and believe that in order to be a better data analyst or scientist, you have to have a right programming skills. That is just a myth. How many of you are from the non-technical background here in this batch? Can I have those names, please? Chirag, Mr. Irwin, Omkar, Savita, Sanjay, Ramesh. So I would like you to understand that. So many of you are there. I would like you to understand that programming knowledge is not really required to that extent. I mean, it is good. I would not say that it is not really needed. I would say it is good to have that, but it is not something which is stopping you to be a good data scientist. That can never be the hurdle. I'm stating my statement once again. Coming from the non-technical background can never be a hurdle for you to be a good data scientist. I have a lot of my friends who are doctors, who are pharmacists, physicians, lawyers even. Many of my friends are AIMS doctors. Lawyers, as I told you, financial analysts, CAs are also there as a data scientist. So people from all walks of life can handle and get into this trade. Now, what you need to have is the sound understanding with the concepts of handling the data. When I say handling the data, excellence equal is good to go with. I would say good to go with formally or unofficially, but personally, I would say it is must. If you want to get started with the data science or data analytics, maybe like if you have enrolled already, I would be probably sharing this second sheet now, which you can see on your screen. Before you are getting started with any course, either with me or with someone else, that's not really a big concern for me. I would personally be strongly suggesting you to make sure you are, first of all, getting started with these items at least. They are on the Excel side and the SQL side. You can take a snapshot of this image. This will definitely help you to be a better data scientist and then to command on the particular tool. I hope that makes sense, online friends. Clear? So these are the things what I would strongly recommend you to kindly go with that. Most of us believe that majority of the time will go into the model building. That's again a myth which has been striked out. You can see all the myths are being striked out. Line has been crossed. Majority of the time goes into the model building. No, that's again a myth. The fact is that 60 to 80% of the time will go into cleaning. Or before cleaning, I can add one more line there. Understanding the data is also an important job. I will be discussing the core complexities or the details around all of these things. Understanding is being called as EDA. So EDA, exploratory data analysis, understanding the data is important. Cleaning, preparing, transforming takes majority of the time. Like whatever you have been doing in Excel and SQL, sorting, summarizing, filtering, binning, merging, bucketing, and so on, really takes majority of the time. Is the reason I have suggested out these few tools. And if you want to get started, you can have the self-paced courses from the Intellipaat as well. And W3 schools can also be the right portal for you, especially for the SQL component. So these are the few myths and truths I would strongly suggest you. That will be a milestone and a game changer in your learning experience. If you will be just going with a simple, professional, formal approach and get into the training objective, things would be going to be super easy under the guidance properly. Fortunately, unfortunately, if you would be there with me, I will be probably getting things being discussed in an up to down, bottom to top approach, getting the case studies, interviews, and so on and so on. That's what my training styles are being so popular. I have been like 4.9 rated trainer out of 5 just because I just don't go and waste the time using the fancy slides in the PPTs. Are you getting my point? I hope you guys must have realized that for the past 45 minutes, I haven't opened any single deck or the PPT. Reason being, we are here for the hardcore professional training. And if your trainer is unreasonably wasting your time in the or over the text, what you could have already gone through at your end as well. So there is no point for you for investing your time and money, and that too over the weekends probably. So if we are here for the performance training, this should have been the utmost productive and constructive time we are spending hitting the bullseye with a bottom to top approach with the real time hands-on experience. I hope that makes sense. Online friends, at least say yes or no. All right. Omkar, SQL is like structured query language. SQL is a whole, it's a whole word in its own related to the data. There are SQL servers which can, where the data can be resided. If we talk about any bigger organization, and pick up anything, Ford, even whatever. I mean, whatever the organization, okay, automobile or any other business organization. So their data is being saved somewhere because their data is humongous. It cannot be saved in Excel files. Yeah. So SQL and Oracle. So if you know Oracle, SQL is just like an alternative to Oracle. That's what the answer is in a nutshell. SQL have its own language like DDL, DML we used to say, to store the data, to handle the data, to manipulate the data, and to pull the data. And what we are focusing is the basic SQL queries, like select the data from a particular table where this condition holds true, group by, having by, and so on. Some French waiters grow healthy oranges. Okay, so I mean, if you're still wondering, so SQL is a RDBMS programming language. RDBMS. That's the new keyword for you. Clear now? SQL have its language as well. They are having their server as well. Languages to handle the data for a various perspective. Server is to store the data. Does that answer your query now, Omkar? All right. Final thing, who is actually a data scientist or a data analyst? So you need not to be a person getting started from a particular specific field. You can be a mathematician, a person as a statistician, analytical bent of mind, a little bit of programmer, a person who is good in storytelling, who is having the good problem solving skills, who is having good visual skills, who is good in communication and articulation, and foremost thing, domain. Domain means business, which is utmost important. So point is pretty simple. Like one can start his or her journey from any of these areas. I have a lot of my friends who are mathematics owners. I have many of my friends who are economics owners. I myself is a statistician in graduation, and then I did masters in computer science. That is like more into the programming side. Then I have done a lot of the tasks and the activities, projects on the various domains like healthcare, pharmacy, investment banking, and so on. So you can pick up from any of the point. At the top of all of these things, make sure that you are focusing on the domain or business knowledge. This will definitely help you to grow better in your career or in the hierarchy. So this is all what I would like to share with you right into the beginning in the context of what, why, and how data analysis or data science. If you want more into all of these things, let me know. I have discussed few of the aspects about how to make career. I told you you have to have a right set and the understanding of which tool should be learned, which tool should not be learned. If you want my input personally, I would say Excel is important and foremost thing, then SQL, then pick either R or Python and learn how to handle the data on R and Python. When I say handle the data, this comes majorly 5 things, starting from importing, understanding, cleaning, preparing is manipulation, and some sort of visualization. If you guys know the types of data analysis, there are fundamentally two types, right? This is like descriptive part even. Once you know how to handle the data in a specific software, then you should be going for the statistical part, majorly the inferential statistics. That is like coming on to the modeling part. And then you should be going for the predictive modeling or machine learning. This is how the journey is going to be there. And in order to get all of these things being done, you have to have a right focused approach. First thing first should be the idea. You should be able to know what should be there kept on a priority, what should be deprioritized. So to get this thing being understood, if you are asking like the types of analysis, I would say I cannot add one more part. 1.2 part is like types of data analysis. It is broadly of 2 types, right? You might be knowing that. One is descriptive and another one is predictive. So what I have mentioned is all sort of those things, whatever you have been doing in Excel and SQL is called descriptive, describing the data. Describing the data means what you already have, like how many students are there in this batch today, how many of them are girls, how many of them are boys, what is the corona patient count till date, how many of them are being treated well, how many of them are died, how many hours of training I have done so far till today, what is the on an average salary I have, how much savings on an average per month I do make. All of these things is like you are describing what you already have in the data with the peaceful nuggets of information, maybe grouping and summarization what plays an important role. And second part is what you can see right here in the second half is predictive modeling. What might be happening in future. So predicting what would be or might be the future value is there. It's predictive analytics is what you would be doing. So this is what the complete overall analytics world looks like. I hope you must have enjoyed this entire session thoroughly. If you have any doubt, question, concern in the last 5 minutes, kindly let me know, online friends. Anyone who would like to get anything being discussed, ask. If you have any doubt, let me know, please. Savita, Sanjay, Ramesh, Chirag, Irvin, Omkar. Kindly feel free to ask your doubts. On a broader perspective, as I mentioned, this should have been your path and your journey. I have a better layout for this if you want. You can take a screenshot. This is how the overall journey looks like. It's same as what I was mentioning earlier. You have to anyhow get started with SQL and Excel, then Python or R programming skills, then understanding the data, statistics, any data visualization tool would be also add on to your CV, statistical modeling, then machine learning, and then you can pick up any of these other areas. This is how the overall flow of the capability building program looks like. This is all what I have to be communicated. If you have anything to be discussed, let me know. Anyone? All right. Let me now call to the in-house team members first of all take you on with the other inputs.
Well, thank you,
Okay, we have
Ankur,
query
for
from
the
Rakesh.
webinar.
Rakesh, there is a proper subtle approach, and those approaches are actually the very detailed approach. In a way, like first of all, understanding the problem statement is important. Yes. So depending on the background, your academic background, your experience in total, whether you have the understanding prior to this learning or not makes a lot of sense there. You might be limited to the visual part, like I would probably be getting more weightage on the data visualization if you have really no background technically so far. So descriptive part, you can target on prioritizing with Tableau or SQL or Power BI, focusing more on the visual aspects. Descriptive side is one of them. So Excel dashboarding, a lot of things are there. There is nothing about fresher experience. It is all about the personal capabilities. I hope that makes sense. Now coming back to the fresher, if you are specifically asking for fresher, so in industry, this not really dependent on fresher or an experience. It depends organization to organization. Like in my company, be it a fresher or an experience, we used to make sure that even the freshers are being exposed to the hardships of the client to be faced maybe in the next 2 months only. So we really don't spare anyone. And I have seen where the resources have never faced any sort of client in their throughout the tenure within a particular organization. So that depends company to company. This is actually very versatile. Fortunately, if you would be there in one of my batch, I will keep that and take that very much into the longer discussion. I hope you would be there with me, Rakesh. Yeah. All right. Now I think someone has taken up this session now, and I will hand over this control to them. I hope once again, thank you so much for your time, patient efforts. I hope you must have liked that. Hi, Pradyuman. Is Excel only enough for data analytics? Programming is new to me. I haven't coded. I am not saying that Excel is enough. I would say Excel is actually a kickstart. Nobody would be asking exclusively whether or not you are good with Excel, but this is like assumed activity. Okay, it is being assumed that if you are there as a data scientist, you would be knowing the Excel. Are you in India, Pradyuman? Are you in India? So would you mind if I can give you a very candid example? I mean, my training style usually goes like this. Would you mind if I can give you a very lighter context? Are you married? No? Okay. So let's assume you are getting married, and there are some ceremonies during the marriage program, right? Your sisters-in-law will ask for money in exchange of shoes. Correct? Do you know that? Yeah. So point is like it is assumed that you would be having cash in your pocket. And same way, so if you are a groom, it is being assumed that you will be surely having cash in your pocket so as to get the shoes being returned. As simple as that. Being a data scientist, it is assumed that you would be doing Excel. In a proper context, I have seen my juniors getting fired by my higher management when it was being identified that they are not that good in Microsoft Excel skills, like basic capabilities, what I have highlighted earlier. Provided the fact that I also faced a lot of hardships because I belong to the hardcore programming background. I was a champion in SAS. I couldn't have even realized the importance of Excel could be playing a role in my career in the beginning. I'm telling you, way in 2012. I started my career just because I was expert in SAS as a programming tool. Because of that, I thought like I'm super intelligent. I'm Superman. But when I got a job and landed with the harsh realities, I was like in no man's land because things were really out of my control over a period of time. At least for the 20 days, I had a nightmare because I was absolutely big zero in Microsoft Excel at that time. So in big MNCs, in big companies, in the big fours, actually, Excel critically plays a very important role. I hope that answers your query now. And not too much, just those topics only what I have highlighted into the conversation. You can command over all of these items. That's all, full stop. VLOOKUP, shortcuts, all of these basic items, pivoting, index match offset, arrays, and so on. Yeah. All right, guys, without wasting much time, I think someone is waiting for you. And I believe and I hope you must have definitely enjoyed this entire conversation. Wish you there with me in the ongoing training programs, if it is possible, if it is there. That's all from my side. Take care. Enjoy your day, guys. Signing off.
Thank you. Hey guys, this is Charles Christopher. I am an advisor and a career counselor. So I'm going to show you where you can access the complete course program. Well, I just want to make sure, are you guys able to hear me? Okay, perfect. So here we are on the Intellipaat homepage. So all I'm doing is typing in data analytics, and let's search for the program so I can brief you about the program from the top to bottom. So data analytics, let's find for the program. Here we are, data analytics certification course. The first thing that we notice, guys, is this is in collaboration with IBM and Microsoft. And any questions, please drop your questions. I'll be more than happy to answer. So this is in collaboration with Microsoft and IBM. This is a combination of 10 plus courses. Towards your right-hand side of the list of courses, this has data analytics, SQL for data analysis, data analytics using R, Tableau Desktop 10, business analytics with Excel, and data analytics capstone project. And with self-paced, we have Power BI, advanced Excel, statistics and probability, and SAS. So this is a combination of 10 programs, guys, which is 140 hours of instructor-led training, 112 hours of self-paced content. So self-paced is a pre-recorded video, whereas instructor-led is literally a live instructor scheduled at a time, which I will be discussing with you guys. Now, once you complete the program, you can become either of these, or you'll be fit, or you will be in a position to land a career as a data analyst or data scientist or data analytics specialist, business analyst, business intelligence analyst, or visualization reporting analyst, or just to name a few. Now, here you see these are all the skills you get to master once you acquire this particular program. Now, here we find the complete course content. So let's say, for an example, data analyst using R. So these are all the modules, guys, that will be introduced to you with a live instructor. You'll be literally introduced to the topic from the very basic, introduction to data science. So you'll be learning from the very basic to advanced step by step. Every course is introduction. So you'll be literally introduced to the topic from the very basic. And we don't teach you guys, we train you. The huge difference is this. You see the project work from the beginner level going into the next intermediate, and then finally going into advanced. So we are going to train you in a practical manner with exercises, assignments, and hands-on experiences on projects, guys. So we are going to provide you the necessary lab environment for you to play, learn, and practice. We also provide you lifetime technical support assistance. Whenever you're stuck or whenever you have any concerns, we are there to help you, guide you, and assist you. So moving further, the course is also aligned with official certification exams, guys. So you'll be getting a course completion certificate from IBM, and you'll also be rewarded a course completion certificate from Microsoft. And these are the official certification exams. The course itself is aligned or designed for you to clear. So tomorrow, let's say you want to clear the examination of Power BI or Tableau. The course, once you complete the course, you'll be in that will be enough for you to take the official exam and clear the exam. But having said that, we also provide you a mock quiz. All you have to do is take our quiz, score 60%. So that means you're qualified to clear the examination in just one go. So we are more than 95% of passing aggregate, guys. So clearing an examination or certification exam is not at all a difficult task. It's quite easy. Now, job assistance. So we provide you job assistance by giving you an access to Intellipaat job portal. So apart from you marketing your resume on LinkedIn or Times or Indeed, you can also market your resume on Intellipaat job portal. So possibilities of lining up interviews literally increases. So we are also going to prepare you for the interview with a list of mock question and answers. We also are going to rework on your resume and build your profile on LinkedIn too. So this all comes within the program itself as a package. Now here you see the cost for self-paced and online. So that's 40,014 rupees plus 18% GST added to it. So if you are in US, let me just show you that. Here we go. So if you're in the US, it's 527 US dollars and 702 US dollars for online. So go for online, you get self-paced absolutely for free. And website offers 10% like you see, but reach out to me on either of my WhatsApp number, guys. So you will get a flat 40% discount, which is purely on a first come first serve basis. I just have one coupon with me. So I have 40% discount coupon, only one coupon left out, purely on a first come first serve basis. So discuss about your career plan with an advisor and a career counselor. That would be me. My name is Charles. I've been doing this for 13 years. Drop me a WhatsApp message on my US number or my Indian number, whichever suits you best. Let's discuss about your career, and then let me also help you save your money. So about the schedule, if you're in India, kindly follow the website timings. It clearly says IST. If you are in the US, the schedule will be for weekday. It will be Monday to Thursday. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. So this is going to be a weekday batch schedule, guys. Weekend batch schedule will be Saturday and Sunday, 10:30 in the morning Eastern Standard to 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard. So this is your weekend batch schedule. So you can either do a weekday batch or you can either do a weekend batch. So these dates that you see, these are all fresh batch dates commenced. You can either start from 17th or 21st or 29th or 31st. You can choose your start date according to your convenience. So any questions, guys? Okay, I see no more questions. So before we wind up the session, I just want to show you or rather introduce you to one more program. So like you see, we have a lot of collaborations here. So this particular program is in collaboration with IIT Madras. So Indian Institute of Technology, we have collaborated with them. So this is a proper dedicated program, I would say, because this is 100% job interview guaranteed program. So we are going to schedule an interview for you guys, 100% job interview guaranteed program. So this is a 7 months comprehensive program conducted only during the weekends. 25% of the content is taken care by IT professors themselves, making sure fundamentals are pretty strong. The remaining 75% of the content is handed over or taken care by working professionals who are already working as data analytics experts, data scientists. So once you complete the course, these are all the roles that you'll be suitable or fit into. You can become a senior data scientist or AI expert or machine learning expert or senior business analyst or big data specialist or applied scientist. So these are just to name a few designations you can apply for. So these are the certain skills to master: Python, data science, data analysis, artificial intelligence, Git, MLOps, data wrangling, SQL, storytelling, machine learning, data visualization, model, PySpark, natural language processing, and prediction algorithms. So these are the skills that you'll be getting trained in the 7 months of duration, guys. Now, here you see the list of modules that's going to be trained with a live instructor in the span of 7 months. So here you see the projects: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So the difference between this program and this program is this is much more comprehensive compared to this. And involvement of IIT is definitely an added advantage. You'll be getting an alumni course completion certificate from IIT Madras. So this is a guaranteed interview program. So we have also posted on the website itself on writing 3 guaranteed interviews. So whichever city you're based out of, whether you're in India, US, Canada, or Europe, wherever you have work permit, we are going to schedule an interview for you on the 9th month. So 7 months is the program. 8th month, we are going to prepare you for the interview with one-on-one mock interview sessions. 9th month, we are guaranteeing you an interview, minimum 3 and maximum 5. And we are sure out of 5 interviews, anybody can clear at least 3 out of 5. So this is a job interview guaranteed program, guys. So this is purely a dedicated program for a reason, because we are guaranteeing you the result. So that means you will have to make sure you will also have minimum of 60% of attendance. You should submit the exercises and assignments given by the instructors on time, which will be evaluated. Only then we get to know what are the areas you're lacking, what are the areas you need to improve. Based on that, we are going to push you and motivate you in the right direction. So this is $1,799 US, and we have actually closed down the registrations, to be honest. But a couple of customers from the US, they want to move to September batch. So that is the reason we have a batch, September batch slots available. So you can reach out to me and you get a flat instead of $1,799 US, you get the program at just $1,299 US. And we just have 2 slots left out, which is purely on a first come first serve basis for IIT Madras Advanced Data Science and Artificial Intelligence program. So any questions, guys, which I'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, I don't see any questions here. So if you want to know more details or if you want to save your money, so these are the numbers. You can directly ping me on WhatsApp. I'll be more than happy to discuss about your career and help you and guide you in the right direction. So I hope today's presentation and webinar both was useful and informative. Looking forward to talk to you guys, and I wish each and everyone a great day ahead. Thank you so much for your time. Cheers. Bye-bye.